Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are facing a Sun team. How do I say Sun team? Because there's a Torko Victory Bell and a Typhlosion. I think those are good hints of a Sun team right there. Besides those, opponents bringing a Flygon Crest and Grand Bull. So a very offensive Sun team as expected. So Blissy's going to play a big role, as well as Walden if we can get it correct, because I know that Flygon is going to completely wall Walden. Before I begin, of course, like, subscribe. I hope you're enjoying this set so far. We have 2 more battles to complete this Venus set, and then we move on to another one. Or don't worry, we're edging very close to that BDSP finale into Scarlet and Violet, I promise. Or I might do live commentary, so who knows? Who knows? So this post-commentary labor. So we send out Walden first, predicting the Torko lead. And of course, he sends out Flygon, so he gets that free U-turn off. And now we have to choose something that's going to resist it. And I don't know what's going to resist it more than Queendom. So we're going to send out Queendom here. There's our switch out. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. This is my 3rd recording today. And yeah, Vespiquen comes out. And yeah, here's the, oh, we actually predicted an EQ instead, so it is probably choiced in some fashion. We're gonna go in for a defend order. It's actually not choice, so it's telling me it's either Lum or Life Orb. I think it's gonna be a berry of sorts. It's either that or it's a defogging stealth rocking Flygon, but even so, I believe you would have sent out stealth rock there, so I think it's probably a Yachi Berry type of variant of Flygon. But we go into our defend order here. He's probably gonna go out into that Torko, not gonna lie. Oh, actually it goes into Crest. So we get our defenses up, so we're even bulkier than before. Vespiquen surprisingly has a lot of bulk to it, and now with the +2 or +1 in the defense and the Spadef are even bulkier, so we should be able to lift the hits a lot better now, especially in this type advantage against Cresselia. We're going for another defend order, because what can Crest actually do to us? He's gonna Calm Mind, so that's a pretty bad thing for us. It's a shame we don't have Toxic on our Vespiquens. Now we have Ambulance downstairs, so that's, hey look, that's 2 recordings in a row we have some type of airplane or ambulance going off. So we're at +2 defend order. Now I'm going to speak louder, so excuse the spike in audio here. Where we get our leftovers recovery, we're going to hit the Bug Buzz now. So this is where I wish I had Toxic instead of Power Gem. Vespiquen does suffer from the 4-move syndrome, so to speak. Just a little bit. But yeah, now we're going to hit the Bug Buzz and try to do as much damage as we can to this fat duck. You can see we do a little nibble to it. Of course, he is set up at +2 special defense, so it's going to take a lot to knock out this Cresselia here. Realizing I'm not going to win the battle, I'm probably just going to send out Venus and probably get that Scald damage to get some residual damage off, or even just haze the Calm Mind away. As you can see, he is probably going to go for another Calm Mind here. Yeah, he's just going to try freely set up. Of course, we outspeed Crest with our Milotic, so we're going to go for the haze to reset its stats completely this next turn. And as well, he's left over recovering, so that's also not helping as much either. So it's a good thing we're hazing now instead of later. I don't think this thing has stored power in this game, I don't think. No, he's just really going for Calm Mind. He's a +4 now. +4. But yeah, this haze is going to come in clutch right here. He realizes he can't win. He's not going to get his boost to +6. And so with that, now I have to go for Scald. I have to start neutralizing that leftovers on this thing. Either that or he's going to switch out. But even so, Scald does a lot of good on this team. Even if he switches on the Torko, we'll do some residual on the Torko. So we'll see what he does. Now here comes that Psychic. He has no boost, mind you, so that's going to do a little chip. And we're going to do our Scald here. That's going to do a little chip, about the same amount of damage, and we get the burn. So he's going to sustain that damage. He's probably Calm Mind, Moonblast, Psychic, Moonlight. That is probably his move set right there. In terms of us though, we're just gonna keep kicking, we're gonna keep clicking Scald. Jeez, that is such a tongue twister. I'm gonna click Scald again. Yeah, cause why not? He's forced to switch out here. He realizes he can't touch my loading without his boost. So yeah, I mean, if he clicked Psychic instead of Calm Minding a 4th time, he definitely would have done something more to my loading. So he sends out Baby Shark. He's obviously faster than me, so I'm gonna just go for Scald. Scald gonna do a big chunk of damage. Hopefully we can snag a burn on the Flygon. That'll be clutch. No burn there. We do see a leftovers on Flygon. So it's definitely a mix anti-lead of sorts. I think this thing might have a fire move. That means more like Tangrowth and Skarmory. We do click Ice Beam here, hoping to do some damage, but look at that U-turn. So he actually faked us out quite well. Of course, it's not uncommon for my loading to have Ice Beam, I think, just to get the little chip off onto my loading. A safe switch into the Torkoal, I believe, this turn. Michelangelo, that has to be a Torkoal, the turtle. So yeah, Ice Beam's gonna do a lot of nothing in this one now. And he has Drought, so that Victory Bell can that Victory Bell can come in now, easily. And of course, we're gonna do a little chunk of chip with our Ice Beam. And yeah, now we just have to click Scald on the switch in now, that Victory Bell. Hopefully we can burn it. Victory Bell is like 105, both attack and special attack. So it can hit hard both ways regardless. So if we get the burn, we can at least cripple one end of the spectrum. He actually stays in and goes for... He actually stays in to set up Stealth Rock, I believe, right? Yeah, set up his own Stealth Rock. So that's going to limit our switch-ins. That's pretty bad for us, not going to lie to you. That is pretty bad. But as you can see, we're still recovering, so we have to get Roserade in here as soon as we can to set up spikes on his side. Of course, we're just going to click Scald again, because we have to burn that Victory Bell. Or if he sends out Typhlosion, the more damage we do into Typhlosion, the better to cancel that Eruption. Supreme, the Victory Bell is out. So that big threat is out right now. We have to hit the Scald burn. We have to get that burn here. And fortunately for us, we do get the burn. So its attack is rather neutralized. Of course, they can always run Growth. And in the Sun, Growth +2 gives you a +2 boost in attack and special attack instead of the usual +1. If it's under Sun, so because it's under Sun, it has Chlorophyll plus the Growth, so it's going to get double boost. So we have to be wary of those. We send out Queendom just to simply eat the Leaf Blade or Solar Beam that comes our way, of course, with 50% of our HP gone like that. And we're going to see the Leaf Blade here, and it does nothing because of that burn. So, and we see its Life Orb, so we're just going to chip this Victory Bell down slowly but surely. Of course, now we're about half HP, and we do opt to go for a Roost here, thinking, okay, because usually Victory Bells, yeah, they can run mix, but sometimes, most of the time from my experience, they usually just stay invested in one offensive stat to get the most of it as possible. So we go for Power Gem, but of course now we see Weather Ball. So yeah, so that's a mixed Victory Bell. I wasn't expecting that. That's why I stayed it and did the Power Gem, expecting him to switch out into his own Typhlosion there. So now, nonetheless, he gets his own chip at the cost of my Vespiquen. So that's not good for us. We have to go into McPhee now to get the Ice Beam off. That's our special wall, and with the burn, it's even better. So Blissey can take the hits even better now. But yeah, seeing it mixed like that is a bit different. I was not expecting Weather Ball, so now I know now they can run mix. It's not as it wasn't as unexpected. They are around. I just wasn't expecting it. You get what I mean, hopefully. But yeah, now we can click Calm Mind for free. Leaf Blade does about nothing to us, and it's, again, this Victory Bell is just getting chipped down. We're just gonna Calm Mind. So we're neutralizing its special attacking prowess and kind of limiting on what this Victory Bell can do. I mean, we see Leaf Blade, we see Weather Ball. I'm gonna guess it has Sludge Bomb and then Growth, I believe. Mostly they run Growth if it's under Sun, just to set up and sweep. We know we're not outspeeding this thing ever under Sun. We're also stalling out the Sun as well, just because it's fire attacks. There's the growth. Here's what I mean, it's +2 because under Sun. We're trying to stall out the Sun so we don't have to deal with flame boosted eruptions from that Typhlosion. So we are playing a bit long game as well, but with this +2, this is become a scarier Pokemon to deal with. Now it's back at neutral and at +2 special attacks, and now we actually have to knock this thing out. As you can see, Leaf Blade does a lot. It does as much damage as it did before, after the Stealth Rocks. So yeah, that shows Victory Bell's power right there. Victory Bell does go down. I hope it comes back in Scarlet Violet. I think that will be a nice addition, seeing those things in the wild. So fortunately for us, we have the +1 now, so we can wall out the Torkoal and the Typhlosion. But we do have to worry about that Granbull and Flygon though, because they are going to do a lot of damage to us. Saber 30, I believe is the Granbull. Yep, that is the Granbull. So play roughs are coming. Play roughs are coming. This thing can also have close combat too, so we also got to be wary of that. So we are going to switch out actually and go into Venus. Go out into Venus to eat the oncoming hit, because that is our defensive wall, of course. So out comes my Lodic, and it's either going to be close combat or play rough. Just something to do a lot of damage onto that Blissey. And of course, this could also be the Rest Talk set as well that we've seen previously. Here's the EQ actually. So judging by that damage, this is that defensive Granbull that we've seen long time ago in our Eldes set, or set 3 of these BDSP Wi-Fi battles. So go check this out. So this is like kind of full circle coming through. I mean, Granbull of course can have the quick feet swords dance combination like an Ursaring, because it has a massive attack stat. But Granbull is, not gonna lie, Granbull is turning into one of my favorite fairy types to use as a defensive thing. Oh look, and we neutralize it too with the burn. So we can outspeed and go hit another Scald there. But yeah, speaking of Granbull, I really love Granbull. I love it more as a defensive mod. Even Titania, when we used it as a special wall, I love that more than the usual Spec Scarf set. So Granbull has really grown on me. Hopefully it comes back in Scarlet and Violet. I would love to use one again, especially because Fairy type is just a really good typing. So we're going to click Scald again, and we fully know that it's a Rest Talk one, just because of the amount of damage it does. As you can see, here's the Rest. Right, here's that Rest. So it's Rest, Play Rough, Sleep Talk, Earthquake. Or yeah, Earthquake, Play Rough, Rest, Sleep Talk. So it's back at full. So yeah, now we're in a predicament now. So judging by the score, right, if you already see, we're about halfway through the video right now. We gotta do something about this Granbull. We have to do something. We're gonna click Sludge Bomb this turn, forcing a switch. As you can see, there's a Sleep Talk, and it's gonna do nothing with this Play Rough. Actually does quite a fair chunk of chip on us. We're gonna click Sludge Bomb this turn too. Whatever wants to come in is gonna not appreciate the Sludge Bomb, because we have to start dealing a lot of damage. He is winning. Well, it is kind of tied up now, 50-50. But in terms of HP, again, we're planning to play that HP battle like last time at this point. So of course he switches out. He's gonna go into that Flygon. Oh, he actually goes to Raptor. So we're gonna hit our Sludge Bomb here. I forgot this thing was still alive. What did we knock out? Oh yeah, Victory Bell. So we're gonna get our Sludge Bomb off. Fortunately for him, he's burned, so he's gonna be sustaining his damage. It's gonna be there. And I make the questionable play here to set up spikes and go for long game. I mean, it's obvious, right? I should switch. So I'm thinking he's probably gonna Calm Mind, right? And I set up spikes. I mean, obviously a Psychic is obviously coming. We take one. Thank goodness we did, but I'm setting up spikes for long game because I'm thinking that would be better than getting more damage onto us. But yeah, I mean, that is a risky play there. I wasn't actually expecting Rosario to live it. I'm gonna get one more chunk of damage off with a Sludge Bomb in case he does switch and go into Torkoal. But I am just going to let Rosario go down here. So yeah, this is probably the most questionable play of the game on my part. This is definitely going to pay dividends near the end game, because now we're playing with 4v5 now, right? So we got to trust a lot in our... Oh, actually we can't even use Arcanine because of that Flash Fire Eruption of Typhlosion. So now we're behind the 8 ball. We gotta do something. I'm gonna go out into Riley here. And we just have to do some damage onto something now. So we're going to click Extreme Speed, because Extreme Speed's neutral on everything. There's the airplane again. Extreme Speed's neutral on everything, so we should be able to deal damage even if it's against that ground bull. So now comes that baby shark. And again, we're going to do a big chunk of damage to it. I think it's a Tuco. Actually, never mind. Not after leftovers. I don't think it's a Tuco anymore. I think, yeah, we're forced to switch and go into Venus, I believe. We switch out. In the off chance he does go for that U-turn, though, that would have been nutty to see. What's he going to do? Earthquake? Earthquake's probably expected play. He actually defogs the hazards. That's crazy. So I could have knocked it out with the... That's crazy. That's a read. That is such a good read. That is crazy. This guy's nuts, because I could have extreme speed the heck out of that Flygon. Well, nonetheless, we're back here. Now I gotta click Ice Beam now. Ice Beam or Scald. Or something, right? Ice Beam preferably. He's gonna go for U-turn. It's very obvious he's gonna go for that U-turn. Here comes that U-turn. Chunk of chip on us. And we're going to get a chip on him. He's probably going to go into his Typhlosion right now. Of course, we've done a little chunk of damage on that Typhlosion, weakening the eruption just a little bit. Actually, he got into Michelangelo. There are no rocks up either, or no spikes up, so that sucks for us right now. Here comes our Ice Beam again. We're going to do a little chunk of damage. And actually, we're going to click Scald this turn, because I think we have to go on the offensive. We're forced to go on the offensive. We can't just play defensive. So we are going to click Scald. He's probably going to switch out into his Typhlosion right now. Yes, he withdraws. Bumblebee. The Typhlosion. Look at that. Spikes would have been so helpful here. So Rosario efforts have been in vain, unfortunately. So you can see we do hit the Scald though. And it's very obvious a Solar Beam's coming our way. Like, you can read it like a book. So of course we're going to switch out and go into our own Nanny McPhee to eat the special hit coming. Even if he wants to go for an eruption of sorts, we can still eat the hit. Most eruptions are eruptions. That's why I call my Typhlosions. Most Typhlosions are Specs or Scarf in some fashion. So, you know, Blissey is the perfect counter for this. You can see he's going to eat it. Ate it like it was nothing, and we're going to leftovers recovery about half of that damage in return. So yeah, we're forcing another switch out here. I definitely have to click Thunderbolt here. It's either that or I Calm Mind. Thunderbolt or Calm Mind. Either way, we have to stay in. So he withdraws the Bumblebee and sends out Saber again. Saber being an absolute menace against our team right now. Intimidate's not gonna matter, so we're gonna hit the Calm Mind again. We have 1 minute left, and I don't think we're gonna have enough power to blast through this Grand Bolt. What happened to the timer in the last video, by the way? Did I just ignore it entirely, or did it just not show up? I apologize for that abrupt ending, because I think the battle timer didn't show up, because it's obvious, it's right in front of the screen, unless I really didn't see it. So we're going to click Thunderbolt. He's going to go for Sleep Talk this turn. We're going to see if we can blast through this Grand Bolt. We don't with +1. I think at +2 we could have 2 cold actually. Sleep Talk into Play Rough, I believe. Sleep Talk into Rest, so that's fine. So he's probably going to wake up this next turn, and he's probably going to go for Rest again. Not like it matters, and I don't think we're going to blast through this Grand Bolt. So we're all going to go and fall into 1 and 2, unfortunately, because of that bad play with the Rose Raid. That is my fault right there. that's on me. We could have definitely won this battle if we didn't make that misplay. But again, that's on me. Bad plays happen, and unfortunately, it happened at a crucial time as well. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this battle, another ding-dong of a battle, and I hope you stay tuned for number 4. If we can recover from a 1 and 2 deficit, it'll be nice if we can. Don't want to have another unsuccessful team. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day. Bye.